Is it possible that the Miami Heat trades for either Pascal Siakam or OG Anunoby from the Toronto Raptors? Let's go over a few details about tonight's game against the Charlotte Hornets. What's up, you guys? Ernest here, back with another Miami Heat Talk video. Before we get started, you guys, I want to take a moment to thank every single one of you that contacted me yesterday about the passing of our family pet, Sebastian. As you guys know, the last 3 months, my family's lost 2 animals. It's been a real heartbreaker, not just for myself and my wife, but for my daughters as well, especially my oldest, Lila. She's 5 years old, and with the passing of these 2 animals, it's taught her about death very soon. A lot sooner than I wanted her to learn about it, but that's life. You know, the earlier you know the way the life works, the stronger you're going to be as a person, I feel. So everything happens for a reason, but I just want to thank you guys so much immensely. You guys are the real MVPs. You know, we have a process for life. You know, we wake up, we go to work, we come home. For those of you that have children like myself, you know, your time is super limited. So the fact that I get to do these videos, these Miami Heat videos, talking about my favorite team with you guys, and we get to have a debate about it, this is a great distraction from what's going on in real life. So I just want to thank all you guys again, and here we are, rocking and rolling on another Miami Heat Talk adventure. And yes, for the month of December, you guys are going to see this ridiculous Christmas hat from the Miami Heat all month long. My wife dug this up, and I'm like, yo, I gotta wear that on my channel. So hope you guys enjoy it. If you don't, whatever. So I want to talk about a few things. And I know everybody's going to go ahead and bash this video. Not everyone, but I'm sure people are going to be like, well, the Miami Heat don't make trades. And, you know, what are you talking about? It's fake news. Look, you guys, for those of you that think that Pat Riley is not going to make a move and not going to try to upgrade this roster and make them better, you're fooling yourselves. You know, that's what we do. Now, I get it. We didn't hit on the Damian Lillard sweepstakes. We didn't trade for Damian Lillard in the offseason. And even though it's looking like it wasn't really the hugest mistake this season, it's still a bummer. It's a bummer that you didn't trade for Damian Lillard. It's a bummer that you didn't get Bradley Beal, because these were 2 guys that wanted to come to the Miami Heat. But if you're seeing the seasons that they're having this year, as a casual Miami Heat fan, you may think it's probably best we didn't trade for them. Now, that's not the case with Damian Lillard, you guys. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The fact that Damian Lillard winded up in Milwaukee and not here, that's why you're seeing him play the way that he's playing. He's not fully happy. Now, look, they may make a run. They may get a chance at a championship. The dude's mood may change. But he's going through a divorce. He's not where he wants to be. He's in Milwaukee rather than Miami. I mean, y'all do the math. It's just the way it is. But with the emergence of Jaime Jaquez, and the way that he's playing this season, with the emergence of Duncan Robinson, with Tyler Hero looking like an all-NBA player before the ankle injury, you're kind of seeing it's best that we didn't trade these guys for Damian Lillard. Because you're trading 3 assets that are playing amazing for 1 guy. Can that 1 guy give you the same production that those 3 guys are doing? I don't think so. It's a numbers game. But what happened after the Damian Lillard trade? What happened after the fact that Miami didn't make these deals? Miami kept a lot of their assets. And for people thinking that the Miami Heat does not have assets, you're fooling yourself. Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Caleb Martin, multiple future first-round draft picks, a possible diamond in the rough with Nikola Jovic, and Jaime Jaquez Jr., who in my opinion is untouchable. You don't trade for Jaime Jaquez unless you're getting a Joel Embiid, Giannis Antetokounmpo, something like that. Jaime Jaquez, you got 17 teams that are regretting not drafting this dude. You have Portland Trailblazers, which I'm sure is kicking themselves in the ass for not trading for Jaime Jaquez, Duncan Robinson, and Tyler Hero package that Miami did offer. which Miami was willing to offer more. And I'm sorry to digress, you guys, but it's just ridiculous how people were saying in the offseason that Miami doesn't have any assets, because you're seeing what this team's doing. A 13-10 record, they're in the top 8 in the Eastern Conference, and that's without a healthy roster. All season long, Bam, Tyler, Caleb, Jimmy, Kyle, you got a lot of guys missing games. They've never been fully healthy, and here we are, still with a winning record, still with a lot to look forward to. What do we have to look forward to? You got possible reports for trades. Now look, we've talked about a few players in the past. We've talked about Zach LaVine. We've talked about DeMar DeRozan. We've talked about Alex Caruso, because we know that the Chicago Bulls are looking to blow up that team. DeMar DeRozan, out of the Chicago bunch, is probably the most realistic that Miami can trade for, because he's requested Miami or New York. We know that, but nothing has happened yet. And as we've talked about before, trading for DeMar DeRozan, it's depending what you have to give up. Do you want to ruin the flexibility of this roster by bringing in a guy who plays the same positions that a lot of our guys do, like Jimmy Butler, Jaime Jaquez, Caleb Martin, Josh Richardson? We have a lot of guys that are Swiss Army knives that can play multiple positions. But what is one thing that this Miami Heat team is missing? What is the one thing that we've been talking about for years? Couple years now. That would be a quality starting power forward next to Bam Adebayo. Now you have Haywood Highsmith, who's been starting this season. You throw in Caleb Martin there sometimes. You throw in Jimmy Butler there sometimes. You're trying to be flexible, but you don't really have a quality starting power forward. The Miami Heat can make that upgrade, because the Toronto Raptors are looking to blow this team up. With a 9-14 record, we know that Toronto's not really going to do anything. You got Pascal Siakam, who's going to be a free agent after this offseason. You got OG Anunoby, who's in a player option after this season. You got 2 guys that Toronto can possibly lose for nothing. So the smartest thing to do right now would be to trade them to get value back. Now, I think Pascal Siakam would be the perfect addition to this team. 29 years old, 6'9", former NBA champion. He's averaging 20 points a game, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 49% from the field. Now he's averaging only 21% behind a three-point line. His career average is 32%. He can hit the three-pointer. He's played 23 games this season. He's played every game. Durability is not a problem with this guy. And he is the perfect power forward next to Bam Adebayo. You put Bam Adebayo and Pascal Siakam in the front court along with Jimmy Butler, that's going to be a problem. Because now it's not all on Bam Adebayo. I love Haywood Highsmith, but starting Haywood Highsmith in the power forward position, you would see how sometimes it would become a problem. Because if you're playing Milwaukee against Brook Lopez and Giannis Antetokounmpo, you have to mix around the defensive lineup. You have to play a lot of zone, and you have to hold back for what you're lacking, which is size. Miami Heat doesn't have a lot of it. You got Bam, you got Kevin Love as the backup center, but then after that, you really don't have a real center or power forward. You have Orlando Robinson, who plays for Bam when he's out. You have Thomas Bryant, who hasn't really done anything this season. So you need someone to clog up that hole. And let's be honest, you guys, if we're going to make a run in the playoffs this season, if we want a shot at the NBA championship, we know who's sitting in that Western Conference. We know that the Denver Nuggets are there. We know that Phoenix is there. We know that the Lakers are there. We know there's a lot of teams there that does have size. So if you're the Miami Heat and you want to win it all this season, you have to upgrade the power forward position, because you can rely on this squad. You can rely on talent, and you can rely on luck. You can rely on Jimmy Butler activating Hemi mode. You can hope that Tyler Hero finally breaks out, finally healthy in the playoffs and breaks out. You hope that Jaime Jaquez and Caleb Martin take that next step. Bam's going to do what Bam does. But if we have someone that's right there next to Bam, being a quality power forward who can play center at times in case Bam misses some games like we're seeing right now, that's what I think Miami Heat truly needs. Now, here's the issue for trading for Pascal Siakam. He is on the final year of his contract. He's making $37 million. With NBA trades, you have to make up the salary. This is where Miami, it's going to be a little hampered. Because now you have to decide, who do you want to trade for Pascal Siakam? You can trade Tyler Hero. You can revolve a package that centers around Tyler Hero. Remember, you guys, this is the last season under the new NBA CBA law, where teams that if they go over the second apron teams are not allowed to aggregate trades anymore after this season, which means you can't take multiple players in package deals. The new NBA CBA is going to be ridiculous after starting next season. But you have to strike now, especially if you're going to become a second apron team, which Miami will be if they want to keep Caleb Martin. So here's what you got to do. You got to create a package surrounding Tyler Hero and possibly Caleb Martin. Why? Because the numbers work. Caleb Martin's on the last year of his contract. So now you're going to decide. Do you want to try to keep Pascal Siakam for the future? Or do you want to keep Caleb Martin? Because you have to re-sign Caleb Martin after this season. And you're going to go over the second apron by doing that. So who do you prefer? Pascal Siakam or Caleb Martin? I love what Caleb Martin has been doing lately. Maybe a trade for Tyler Hero and Caleb Martin is a little too much. Maybe because Pascal is on the final year of his contract, maybe Miami doesn't have to give up that much. Maybe Miami can do a package surrounding Caleb Martin and Toronto's hometown favorite, Kyle Lowry. It's a perfect marriage. Kyle Lowry can go back to Toronto, play the final year of his contract. Whether he wants to come back next season or not is up to him. But Kyle's already won a championship with Toronto. He's already been to the finals with the Heat. Unfortunately, he didn't get to win the big one. But he can go back home and ride off in the sunset the right way. Maybe that's an option. But Miami's going to have serious competition. That's why a low ball trade is not going to work. For those of you that are saying Toronto will never make that deal, you're probably right. Because you got Philadelphia and you got Indiana who are bleeding down the necks of Toronto trying to trade for OG Anunoby or Pascal Siakam. So Miami's going to have to make an offer that's better than these other teams if they want a shot at Siakam. And why do I say to trade Tyler Hero? I love Tyler Hero. I don't want to see Tyler Hero go. But the fact that we've been playing great without Tyler Hero, the fact in what we did in the 2023 playoff run, the fact that we won 7 straight without him this year, the fact that Caleb Martin, Jaime Jaquez, Josh Richardson, Duncan Robinson especially is breaking out without Tyler Hero tells me that this team will be fine without Tyler Hero's offense. It tells me that what they need to really do is trade Tyler Hero to get a quality starting power forward next to Bam, because that is what we're truly lacking. If Tyler Hero is not on this team, you have guys that can make up for Tyler. If Jimmy Butler has a weak injury, he's out for a week or two, you have replacements with Caleb Martin and Jaime Jaquez. But what we don't have, and what we're experiencing right now, is if Bam Adebayo gets a stinger and he's out for a few games, who do we have to step up for Bam? Orlando Robinson's doing okay, but it's not good enough. We're beating the Hornets by 2 points. It's not good enough. If Bam is out and you have a Pascal Siakam, you can slide Pascal to the center position. You can have Jaime Jaquez start at the 4. You have flexibility. But without Pascal Siakam and you keep Tyler Hero, if Bam ever goes down, what are you going to do? Throw Caleb Martin in that spot? It's not going to work. That's just my point. Now, the less likely trade I think Miami does is for OG Anunoby. OG is making $18 million this season, so financial-wise, the trade would be a little bit easier because now you don't maybe have to trade Tyler Hero. Now you can come up with a package for Duncan Robinson. If you truly believe in Tyler Hero And with the way that Duncan has been playing, maybe you can make a trade surrounding Duncan Robinson with Nikola Jovic, throw in some future first-round draft picks, and maybe that would get you OG Anunoby. But I don't think Toronto would do that. I think Toronto would get a better offer from Indiana or Philly. So it's all about what the Miami Heat's willing to give. And it's like I said, if Miami's willing to dangle Tyler Hero, Nikola Jovic as some future first-round draft picks, I think you're going to get the attention for Pascal Siakam or OG Anunoby. That's just my opinion. I really want to hear your guys' take on it. And the reason why, you guys, I know Miami's still going to be in play with possible trades. Miami's always linked when it comes to trades. Whenever somebody becomes available for a trade, Miami's always linked to that team. It's because Pat Riley's always willing to upgrade this roster and make it better. So for people that are saying that Pat Riley's never going to make a trade, it's not the case. We have made trades in the past. Some of them have been perfect. Some of them have shot us in the foot. But we haven't traded for big whales. That's why people are getting frustrated. Because Bradley Beal and Damian Lillard were right there, and we didn't do it. It's because Pat Riley knows the true value of this team. He's a lot smarter than all of us. He knows what's best for this roster. And if Pat Riley can make a move for Pascal Siakam, I think that would be the right move. It sucked to see Tyler Hero go. I don't want to trade Tyler. But when you look at this roster, you guys, we are guard heavy. We have guys that can take place for Tyler Hero. Duncan Robinson is proving that he's good enough to be in the starting shooting guard position. It's time to make this move. Now, if we don't, it's not like I'm going to be upset. Eric Spoelstra is the best coach in the NBA. He will figure this out. Bill Simmons from The Ringer, one of the biggest reporters out there for sports, recently said that the Miami Heat is the alpha of the Eastern Conference. And his favorite team is the Celtics. The Heat are getting that respect from everyone. Everyone sees exactly what this Miami Heat team can do. Because without a healthy roster, they're still a winning organization. So I want to hear from you guys. Do you think it is smart that the Miami Heat should trade for Pascal Siakam or OG Anunoby? And if the Heat do make that trade, what would you guys be willing to give up? Would you be willing to give up Tyler Hero and Caleb Martin in a potential deal that brings in one of these two guys? Or possibly just Siakam? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And tonight, you guys, you got Miami against the Charlotte Hornets, the second game of a back-to-back. We didn't play yesterday. We played 2 days ago, but you're playing the same team. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, it is going to be incredibly difficult to beat Charlotte tonight. Not because they're a great team or anything, because it's really difficult to beat the same team on a back-to-back. These are NBA players. They're the best in the world. They win games. Charlotte's won 7 games this season. So don't take them lightly. The Heat need to get this done. And we have to because of, as always, the injury bugs hitting us. You don't have Bam, you don't have Tyler, you don't have Highsmith. Those are 3 guys that were in your starting rotation that you're not going to have. So the Heat need to make this work. Orlando Robinson will start again. Look for big nights from Triple J, Caleb Martin. It looks like Jimmy's going to play. I don't see a reason why Jimmy's not going to play. It's like I mentioned in yesterday's video. Jimmy's going all out right now because Bam and Tyler are not playing. The moment you see Bam and Tyler come back, look for Jimmy Butler to take like a week or 2 off. It's just the way the Miami Heat's going to do this. I would like a fully healthy roster, but it's more important that we have that fully healthy in April than in December. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. How do you feel about my proposed offer for Pascal Siakam or OG Anunoby? Do you want one of those players? Do you think it'd fit great with the Heat? What do you guys think about Bill Simmons' comments that the Miami Heat's the alpha? Does that make you proud, or is it just stop blowing smoke up our ass? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe. Thank you all so much for the support and beautiful words about the passing of our family pet. I love you guys. Thank you so much. And until next time, your boy Ernest out. That's enough said.